Okay, hi guys. No, I didn't really let this song play out, and I think I've probably said this particular line like 4 times in the last times that I've streamed, but I found out something super funny as I've been setting up the stream that I really should have checked before I actually did this. Oh my god, I'm so ridiculous sometimes. Okay, so hi guys. So first off, it's nice to see you guys again. It's been a while since I've done this stream, and I woke up, I hopped on and got ready because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this today as soon as I wake up. I'm not even gonna check anything. I don't want to get distracted. I'm just gonna do it. The server's not even open. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, the server's not even open. It's not even gonna be open for until the end of this weekend. So I've suddenly got to really pivot into what I'm doing. I set this whole thing up this morning. I was up. Funny thing, I think I was up until like an hour after they made the announcement that like the server wasn't gonna be open today. So that's kind of my fault really for not checking. I have this whole thing set up. I have a bunch of screenshots from people. I have a bunch of like videos and stuff, and then I was gonna hop into the server and I was gonna like show you guys everything, but I can't do that. And also it wouldn't matter if I did that because how do I put this? We're gonna be doing something with the server in order to try and get it running a little bit smoother than it has been. And also just general server things. I'm trying not to talk about it too much. Generally, it's just general server things that would mean that everything I do wouldn't matter anyway. Yeah. Yeah, Cozy. Yeah, Cozy. You saw it wasn't open. I didn't. So, you know what? I'm still gonna talk about it today. Probably sometime early next week once the server's back open. I'm actually gonna go in and clean things up. I think I probably got enough, like, screenshots and videos and stuff in order to talk about this, at least for a little bit. Who knows, maybe I'll pivot and I'll go to do something else for a little bit as well. Maybe we'll do some building, because there's actually some stuff that I need to build for an event coming up, and I could probably do that on, like, a single-player world. So yeah, you know what? That's what we're gonna be doing today. We're not gonna be on the server, we're just gonna be doing admin stuff and talking about the event. And then probably before I clean stuff. Yeah, I think it is time for a podcast. This is not what I thought was going to be happening today, but it is what's going to be happening today. Yeah, I apologize if you guys were looking forward to seeing the server today. That was my bad. I definitely should have checked the announcements. I'm actually going to go on my Twitter post really quickly and be like, oh, I'm silly. I'm a silly, goofy idiot who decided not to check the announcements to see if the server would actually be open. Alrighty, let me just tell my audience that I'm a silly goose. Well, hi guys, how are you doing today? Alright, and we'll do a little shush emoji. I'm so good, guys. I'm so good at this. Oh, no, you got sunburn? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Aya. It's like, this kids is why, even in cloudy places like Britain, you need to wear sunscreen. I'm sure it was probably sunny for once, though. Honestly, I just want to sit outside and take a... Oh, yeah, you had like, aurora pictures on a... Yeah, so what's going on in order for you to see an aurora, by the way? Are you just somewhere different, or is it just there? Like, I'm just very curious, because, like, I didn't think you were somewhere where that normally occurred. Face north and raise your exposure. Okay. Huh. Okay, so it's a thing that's just happening over there. Okay. So 28 degrees. I have to figure that out in American. All right, let me see. Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, yeah, that's hot. That's hot. Yeah. Especially since I know that you're like nothing's really built for that temperature up there. Yeah, I'm sorry, Di. For some reason, it's been cool over here. Like, where I'm at for some reason. Despite it being, like, 80-something degrees the last week and burning up. It's now, like, 63 degrees, which... Hang on a second. Let me put that into British and also the rest of the world except for America. That's 17.2 Celsius. Oh no, you have a tan line where your glasses were. Oh, I'm so sorry, Di. Yeah, make sure you guys drink water, by the way. Like, just stay hydrated and all that fun stuff. Alright, well, as we're chit-chatting and talking about stuff, I'm actually gonna... I'm gonna do the slideshow thing that I prepared, because I had a bunch of screenshots that people sent me over the course of this event. And also just, like, other pictures and stuff. You'll see as we go along with it. But first off, before I even say anything, I just want to say massive shout out to the players and all of this. Like, this event, super cool in order to see all their, like, creativity and just, like, general excitement to take part. I'm probably gonna have to add more screenshots because of not being on the server, but there was some cool stuff that I did to, like, showcase the stuff that they accomplished at the end of it. I'll add that in the middle of, like, everything, and we'll see if we can get that popping up as well. Let me grab Rose for the slideshow. Oh my god. Everyone's gonna be watching the slideshow of me showing off people's, like, bunny-related shenanigans. Yeah, so I am a little bit sad that the server is closed right now, because I was going to show you guys around some of these locations, but, I'll probably do, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Because this has been a long time since I've actually, like, edited a video, what I'm going to be doing once the server opens up, I'm going to be editing a video in order to show off everyone's cool things. And I'll be, like, splicing in some of my own commentary at the moment. In order to just talk about the situation that... Because it was such a fun little experience. I'm actually gonna switch over to a different playlist because I want to try out this playlist in the meantime. So let's pop over to... We're gonna play a little chiptune. A little chiptune music. Hey, listen, Cozy. You got more than some people, which means you get to take part in the other thing, which hopefully we'll start working on today. But it's mostly gonna be, like, commands, and maybe we'll be working on a CPM thing? I don't know. We'll see how much time we got. We'll see how much time I spend yapping about this. Yeah. So, we're gonna go over to this... I think it's blank. I think I've hit all of the screenshots, because otherwise you're gonna be like, what is that? When I first loaded up. So, if it's not blank, I apologize. Alright. Okay. Totally blank. Totally blank. Okay. Blank slate. We got this. We got this. I was gonna start off with this anyway, so you know what? It's fine, we're not actually on the server. Alright, so, let me first explain what this whole event was even about. So I've been actually trying to plan events for Astra for a while now. The last one I actually did was in Halloween, and I will personally admit that Halloween was really not put together, personally. Like, we spent a lot of time on the builds, but... Honestly, I know I personally got burned out with the builds, like, partway through, and had so many plans for, like, mini-games and stuff that I just could not put together, with, like, the burnout and just everything, so it was my bad that that fell apart. I think everyone did, like, enjoy the scenery of it, at least. Let me actually pull up some screenshots of the Halloween area, because... Again, we spent a long time on the build. I'm still super proud of how it turned out. Let me see. Where are some good screenshots of it? No, that's just a Line of bison. That's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, this is already becoming less about the Bonanza event and more about stuff in the past. But again, we're talking about it. We're just getting stuff out of the way. God, did I not take any good screenshots, like, actually of the area? I took pictures of the builds that people had, which we did have, like, a building contest, and I was super happy with people taking part in the building contest. But I wanted to do something more interactive with the next event that we had, because, again, a lot of the mini-games and stuff just didn't pan out like I had hoped they would. I think I found one good screenshot of people entering the area for the first time. Let's see, where are you at? There you are. Boop. There we go. There we go. So this is the entrance area of the Halloween area. You can see the vibe that it's going for. This whole space was like that. It was a big map, too. Like, a really big area. And I was very proud of how it turned out. It looks super cool. We had a bunch of cool... like, this is where, like, a lot of people first joined in for the first time. Yeah, Coles, you kind of had to run away because your character hadn't been, like, formally introduced yet. But it was a really cool build. But again, we didn't really have that interactive element that I had hoped for, simply because I got burned out and just was like, I could not force myself to build anymore. And so I stepped back from events for a while. I let the others handle it. They've done a fantastic job with the event so far. I know they did the Trials event, which I have some of the screenshots. Oh, you're getting some more? Fair enough, fair enough. I will see you when you get back. I'm just gonna keep yapping about this, because this is the yapping stream. Let's see. And then we have the Trials event, which, part of it is still up, and actually, if you look on my channel, the last live that I did for Astra stuff was the Trials, which, let me see, do I have a good screenshot of the last, like, trial? I don't think I have one of the last trial, but I have one of the, like, a lot of the people that were in the last trial. So let me pop that on the screen. So we had a bunch of people get together. There was this whole thing where the people of Astra were basically forced to compete in these trials to get stuff back that had basically been taken away from them. And so at the end of it, there was this parkour, which you can kind of see it with that purple in the bottom. It was this, like, parkour all around the map for the last trial that happened. And at the end of it, there was also a death match and stuff, but everyone got together, everyone had a fun time. Kaz and Atlas did an amazing job with it. I think everyone had a fun time, and so I was in the event mood. I was super in the event mood. Let me get rid of you. And so there was at least one event that I had planned in the middle of this, but I set up the area for it, and I never actually finished it. Because sometimes ideas don't pan out, and I thought about it, and I was like, man, this is gonna be a pain, just because of how the server runs sometimes. And it was a St. Patrick's Day event, which I'll show you guys. I'll actually show you guys the area I made for it, too, at this point. So, boop! So it was going to be a St. Patrick's Day event. There was going to be different area, like, teams that people were going to get split up on, and their task was to find the pots of gold that were hidden around. But they were underground, and so they had to follow these, like, shamrocks in order to figure out where the pots of gold were. But I realized, again, it was a big area. In order to make it so, like, the shamrocks weren't seen everywhere. It was a big area, and I felt like it wasn't going to be a fun time, especially because server loading and all that fun stuff. So I decided to scrap it. This area is actually still in the server, by the way. It doesn't have the little guys anymore, but there is definitely just a space set up for this event. Maybe at some point I'll have to try and find something to do with it. But in the meantime, it's going to be sitting there well, first off, until I can get back on the server. But it's something I'm going to be cleaning up fairly soon. And then the next idea that I had was the Bonanza, which I didn't actually... I should have put the logo somewhere in here. I just think it's in the slideshow that I have prepared. I'm not entirely sure. The very quick, like, I made it the day before I started the event logo that was on the starting screen. This one. Yeah, there we go. Again, I whipped this up in like maybe 30 minutes to an hour. It was a good, like, I don't think it's my best work, but I do like some of the ideas in it. I don't know, I'm very critical of my, like, design skill stuff, and I just had to get something done quickly in order to put an image on the Discord. And this was it. And essentially the idea when I first started it, and you're gonna see that this changed as the event went on, is that I was just gonna be hiding 10 bunnies every day. I was just gonna be hiding 10 bunnies around the map, around specifically the area, the big area of the scales. And that was gonna be it. It was gonna be, and if there was 100 bunnies hit at a time, then something was gonna happen, and like the big event that I had been planning for was gonna change based on how many bunnies were left over. That plan has changed since then because well, I mean, something big is still gonna happen. Don't get me wrong. If you guys are lights have gone for tonight, oh, I'm sorry, Cozy. At least you got a couple of cool pictures. But yeah, the whole thing was that 10 bunnies were going to be hid, and there was going to be an event later on that only the people that took part were going to take part in. Again, that's going to be the same. So I know Colsey and Claw, you guys took part in it, at least in some way. So that means you get to take part in this event whenever it comes up. But it's going to be scheduling and stuff and blah, blah, blah. So I won't talk about it too much right now. But at the end of the day, it was going to be a very simple event. It was just going to be hiding 10 things a day. And I was like, all right, I can do this. I can do this. Just hiding 10 things. How hard can that be? And then things started snowballing from there. I tend to accidentally scope creep myself a lot when it comes to stuff like this. And while I think it worked out for the best in, like, making things fun for everyone, it's something I just really need to work on. So I'm actually going to start showing the slideshow in the middle of all of this. So it's probably going to start out with a logo one of the players made. I think it was maybe like the 5th day, and it was the day that I decided that I was going to involve teams because there was a lot of similar people getting involved. And at this point, I also had realized that 10 bunnies was going to cut it because everyone on the server was so ravenous for bunnies. I didn't think hardly anyone was going to take part in this, I'm not going to lie. And so when all, like, 50 of the bunnies I hid on the first day were already gone by the time that I checked on the server in the evening, I was blown away, and I realized that 10 was not going to cut it, so I changed it. And so, actually, I just realized the music's been really quiet this whole time. I get to go a little bit louder. There we go. Because I've been yapping at a yellow level this entire time on my mic. I should take a little drink right there. Yeah, so I realized that the bunny amount wasn't going to cut it, and the more that I kept hiding bunnies, the more I realized that people were very excited for this event. And so I decided to spice things up a little bit because I wanted people to get involved. And one of the things I did was involve teams, where essentially everyone could get together and take a screenshot together, and if they had 5 people or more, they got extra points. If they had a new person, they also got extra points. Also, wow, music has decided to suddenly get loud again. There we go. Little down. Parkouring those scales was certainly something, yeah. Yeah, no, the scale parkour, I'll admit there's some spots I was mean about, and just decided to be like, they can be underneath the scales, sure, why not? Or also on the parkour that is still around the scales. Which again, I wish I had a better screen. Actually, I probably do. Hang on a second. Before we get into the slideshow, hang on. I know I've got at least a picture of the scales with the parkour. Okay, you can kinda see it in this one. You can kinda see it. So this is the scales in its entirety. This is the area I originally thought I was going to be hiding bunnies in, and just this area. And you can see those little, like, platforms around. That's the parkour from the trials. Some of the bunnies were hid on there. I tried not to hide too many on there because they're actually very obvious. But that was where I initially hid the bunnies at. And actually, let me see. Because now I can't show you the area where I was going to hide said bunnies. I think I have a picture of the room where people turned these bunnies in. Aha! Okay, so this is just one picture. It doesn't show the full scale of this room. At some point I will grab that. But for the longest time, there was nothing under the scales. Actually, this is not the right picture to show for this particular... There we go. So for the longest time, there was just a blank area under the scales, which I think just had a bunch of, like... how do I put this nicely and without saying something I don't want to say? There was some modern art in there. Let's say that. Let's just say that. There was modern art. And if you know anything about players on Minecraft, you know what modern art means. Yeah, it was just an empty space with a couple little things in there. That was about it. So I decided to turn this space into an event area. As you can see, there is a little bit of a dip where the scales are. We'll go boop. It had the event information, it had the star that I've decided to put everywhere. You can see it a little bit better in here, and some of the other screenshots will show it as well. But the man, I'm so good at talking. Mostly the main thing that it had was this, which basically was the... Actually, no, this was not the main thing that it had. This was one of the main things. So, main thing number one was the scale of the points. You can see which bunnies could have been hit around the scales. There was one more that got introduced later on, which was the slime bunny, which again, we'll be seeing more and more in the screenshots. But all of them had various levels of points. And I'll explain the slime bunny when we finally get to where the slime bunny got introduced. Because again, I scope creeped myself into adding more and more things as time went on. Let's see. And then we also had the... I'm gonna show the starting points board, actually. Here we go. Oh, this was when things were simple. This was maybe only a couple of days into... Actually, no, this was 3 days into the event. The event? Yes, I can speak. Yeah, this was 3 days into the event. We already had someone with 84 points. And that is Code, who is so awesome. Like, everyone here is awesome, and everyone that took part in everything is super cool. But Code in particular was the lifeblood of this event, who was always on top of things, who was always excited to take part, who was always excited to get other people involved, and I would not have gotten that, like, as intricate with some of the stuff that happened, especially later in the event, if it wasn't for Code, honestly. Code's awesome. Code, if you're watching this, love you, buddy. But again, everyone here, and everyone else that takes part later on, because this is only the beginning. This is only the beginning of this board. This is before we started introducing the points thing, or the teams thing. But yeah, everyone was super awesome. Everyone was super excited to, well, everyone was super awesome. I'll just say that. I don't want to speak about everyone's excitement, because I don't know everyone's excitement. I do know Code was very excited, because we talked a lot about this during the course of things. I know Lizzie was also excited, Lee, Mambu. I know the other two were also just very busy. Actually, fun fact, those 8 points right there actually weren't Atlas. I don't know who actually submitted those points. By the time that Atlas actually, like, looked for bunnies for the first time, Atlas had, like, 20-something points. I don't know what was going on with that. Yeah, okay, alright. I think that's... Okay, we're gonna delete the screenshots that I pulled up. Actually, there's one more area which I didn't take a screenshot of, but becomes important later on, which was the bunny collection area, which was just a hopper and with a crate underneath it, where bunnies could be turned into. And that was literally it. That's what all I thought things were going to be. Things kicked off once the teams were introduced, and... Yeah. So Code, in his excitement on, like, the first day we did a team, made a logo for his team. And this is where I knew that things were going to, like, kick off, right? This is where I knew that things were about to get hype. And I was very hyped to see this. I was, like... I grinned as soon as I saw this. I was so happy. Just because, like, who makes a team for, like a logo for an event? I was so happy. I was so happy because I did not expect that level of excitement from anyone about this other than myself. And so I think it was very shortly after this that I started introducing little tiny itty bitty like secondary tasks. So let's see, I have to click on this. Boop. So the first task that I did was that I decided to let people take pictures with this particular little bunny in a corner in order to get extra points. Again, it wasn't anything super special, but this was about the extent that I thought I was going to do these little special tasks as things went on. Again, you're going to see that wasn't the case. Yeah, this person is Lee, aka playing their character Mint. You can see the little crown. They actually were the one, like, God, I can speak. They were one of the ones that won the trials. They were on the yellow team, I believe. And so she had a little crown on her character's horns in order to symbolize that. I thought that was super cool, so I just wanted to point that out. We also had Lizzie, of course, aka Jane, or Thunder Jane Paws. I think I've got the order right. Let's see. Oh, this was one of the teams. Some of the screenshots are a little bit out of order. This is like... No, this is the first time that one particular team rose up. So this was maybe a couple days later, and this is Team CCC, which stood for... There was a lot of things they tried to say it stood for after the fact that it was named. I think it was like Craig's Crack Cocaine or something like that. I think Kaz came up with the name. Yeah, Team CCC was one of the like main teams that joined in with this hunt for the entirety of the rest of the hunt. Once the team was made, it popped off. Somewhere in the slideshow, there's the first team that was ever made, which was Death Bunny Wings, which was why they had the skull and the wings and stuff. That's why that logo was made. Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is Mambu, aka... Actually, no, wait, I said that backward. Maja, aka Mambu the Shark. And then I think I might have forgotten one screenshot, which I know I probably should have put in here, which I'm pretty sure Code did this screenshot thing as well. Oh, okay. So here's where things started really kicking off, right? You'll see the police car. I'll explain that in a second. So that little bunny on the left is one that I lovingly named Cowbell as things went on. At this point, didn't have a name. But this was the next special task that I had because someone actually took the bunny from the last one. And I was like, okay, we'll just do one little task a day, right? One little different task every time that someone accidentally breaks it or it gets done. And so this little bunny just liked hiding in the same spot. That was the little joke that I had. And so it had a book, and you can kind of see it in that frame, where it basically was saying, hey, listen, just leave me here, and I'll give everyone points tomorrow. Don't turn me in. Which is me saying, hey, don't put it in the box. One of my players, which I believe was Lee, decided to take the time out of their day in order to make that cop car, in order to make turn in be like turn into the police. When I saw this, I bust out laughing the first time. I didn't realize someone was going to build a cop car like right next to this little guy. I was ecstatic again. Because again, I didn't think anyone was going to be that invested in anything that I was doing. That was mostly just my own self-doubts, though. I really should have realized that the players on Astra are super cool and super awesome, and were willing to take part in this sort of thing. And so someone put the cop car down. Lee put the cop car down. I don't know why I said someone again, like I didn't just explain who put the cop car down. Yeah, no, it's awesome, and it gets even better as things go on. But someone put the cop car... Again, I said someone. You guys know I said Lee. Yeah, Lee put the cop car down, and I decided to turn that into a joke where the next bunny that you could get points from was this little bunny again. But the bunny was taken in by the police, because why not, honestly? So let's see, we're gonna go to the next slide. Okay, this is the next, like, screenshot where everyone took, yeah, they did this thing, this really cute thing where they put the little bunnies on their heads in order to take the screenshots. So again, this is Team CCC. Like I said, they kind of just took them in different places. This is not anywhere near the scavenger hunt, but I thought that was very cute how they took the time to like put on the little head and like hang out together. Let's see. Oh, here's another team that we had. I can't remember what their team name was. But here's Batsy, there's Jane, there's Mamba, and there's Ori. Actually, I didn't do that with the other ones. Hang on a second. So on the going from left to right, and I can't tell who the big head is, so apologies for that one. On the left is K9, aka the K9 Queen. Then there's Maja. I'm pretty sure that's Kaz in the middle. Then there's Ariel, aka Jamie, or Jamie Can Fly. I know Code's somewhere in there. No, wait, Kaz is on the right. So I think Code is in the middle? If there's one thing I wish that the bunny heads would make obvious, is who sometimes. I'm sure that there's... I don't remember who the pink bunny is, I'll be honest. It's someone with a bigger player model, but I don't know exactly who that might be. It might be Latte? I know Latte joined it. No, wait, did Latte join in? It's been way too long. It's been way too long since I've done anything. Yeah, I apologize whoever is in the screenshot. I know Code's one of the two bunnies, either the brown or the pink bunny, but I can't remember which one. Alright, we'll see if we can figure them out as time goes on. But yeah, that's this group as well. Again, they took part in it as well. And this is where the little cop car thing started. So this is where I first started having people take screenshots. Except you can tell that there's no bunny in the cage in this screenshot. This is just one of our players. Because in the middle of me doing this, the players, and specifically, so specifically Mamba approached me first and asked if I could, if he could move the bunny, right? If he could move the bunny back to his favorite spot. And I hadn't got back to him in time, so he moved it anyway. Oh god, hang on a second, I need to take another drink. I'm gonna be yapping way too much for the rest of this live stream. Delicious, refreshing soda. But yeah, this was the screenshot area, and Mamba asked if he could move the bunny. I hadn't got back to him yet, but I was cool with it afterwards. And he moved the bunny back to his original hiding spot. However, in the meantime, and I hadn't mentioned this before because I don't think I actually got a good screenshot of these bunnies, is that I decided to make a secret place where the bunnies were hiding at. Essentially like I guess like a hideout, because there was in my head, I was thinking, okay, I'm probably gonna be the only, again, this is me underestimating the awesomeness of my players. I was thinking, okay, I'm probably gonna be the only one that's, doing stuff for this. So I'll have, there be a secret area where the bunnies are underground, and they're, planning to break them out, and there's gonna be, silly shenanigans in the background that people can take pictures with. But again, Mamba approached me, moved the bunny, and then another person came, and I'll explain that in a second because I have a video to play for you. I have a video to play for this part. Is that another player approached me and said, hey, I want to break Cowbell out. Can I edit a video about it? And I was like, absolutely yes. I was so happy. I was so excited. Once we get through the screenshots of everyone doing this, I'll show it. So, okay. So this was another task that I had as well, which might be out of order. Yeah, okay. Wow, everything starts getting out of order at this point. So I'll just go through and I'm going to show the video. So we're gonna keep this open technically. I'm gonna mute my mic and then I'm gonna play this video that Code made. Again, Code was super awesome. It did a lot of cool things for this event. And so I really want to showcase all of the effort that he put in. So again, I'm going to mute my mic. I'm going to show you the little video he made of this little bunny getting broken out. And for context, the character that is breaking him out is the, I guess, I don't want to say pet, I guess, like, animal companion of Code's character, Noma, who, yeah, I love and adore, and who also was used a lot for the, I guess, shenanigans that were going on around here. At least in the beginning. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna mute my mic, I'm gonna play the video, and I'll come back to you when it's done. Yeah, so they edited this whole video in order to break this little player head rabbit out. Oh, I was so happy. I was so happy. So again, shout out to Code. I'm pretty sure Maja's the one that was either... It was definitely two people. I'm pretty sure Maja was the one that either was filming or the one that was playing Key, aka the little armadillo. But yeah, no, I was so happy. I also burst out laughing because before I learned that they were making the video, I found the tunnel that they used in order to dig him out. I didn't realize they were going to be doing that, like going to the effort of making... right? I love it so much too. But yeah, I didn't realize they were going to make a whole, like, tunnel, and they named the rabbits that were inside of that little, what's the word I'm looking for? In the little dugout, you know, which was Al, Hops, and Spots, I think? Yeah, and I use those names because those characters kept showing up throughout the entirety of this little adventure that I basically had them go on. Justice for Cowbell. That's actually the screenshot a lot of people, or like the hashtag a lot of people used on Twitter, because for this one they had to post on Twitter in order to get points. Let me actually no, I'm not gonna pull up Twitter on stream. That's a recipe for a disaster right there. But yeah, no, it was so fun. It was so fun seeing everyone's effort for all of this. I was so happy and just like laughing along with everyone. But I think around this time something kind of tragic happened in this event, which was something that we never actually figured out who did it, and we had something go missing from the event. It was mentioned before, and I'll actually pull up the screenshot that I took when I first found this out. We had the box that was used to count points go missing. And I will show my screenshot of me finding this out for the first time. Boop. Yeah, so there was no box. This is where the bunnies were deposited into. And the box was missing. So I couldn't count the points that everyone had gotten. Now granted, this was only day 6 of the points. And I didn't know what to do at first. I was kind of just upset for a while. So I gave myself a couple days break in order to figure out what I needed to do. And in the meantime, everyone went through and they did all the cool things like making the video. And actually no, this was right before the Okay, no, this was right after the screenshot bunny. So this is before the cowbell stuff happened. Yeah, no, Colsey, you had some point. Like, you had... Okay, you might have had one go missing. But I counted that into the totals at the end, because I figured you at least got your one. Anyone that said they got points, I gave them points. Also, hi, Bon! Hi, I'm talking about the event that I ran on Astra. We're just going through screenshots, because I didn't actually check the server to see if it was up today. So we're just going through and talking about what happened for this event. And all the screenshots that I have from it. But yeah, all the points went missing, so I decided to take a couple of days break, and I was kind of bummed out about it. But when I came back, everyone came back with a vengeance with me in order to, like, be really creative and cool about everything. We'll get rid of you for now. Boop. And so, not too long after, actually, it kind of was, because this was a different, like, a few days in the future's worth of screenshots. Actually, no, wow, this was the same day, okay. So yeah, everyone did this, like, event where, like, they took pictures, they broke them out. I was very hyped, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do something kind of silly for this event. I'm gonna put specifically lore for this event. So, well, once we did this, so this was another task that people had, which was basically make a rafter out of bunnies. You'll see the results of that in a second. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know when you mentioned it, you said that you only had one bunny. So I didn't know for sure which ones that you had. Either way, you got a bunch of points at the end because I gave people bonus points because of other special little tasks I had for them. God, I'm yapping way too much. I'm probably gonna have to get another drink at some point, y'all. I'm not used to talking for like 40 minutes straight. Yeah, okay, so do you know what's really silly is that we're not even halfway through the screenshots. Okay, so you know I'm gonna be a little bit less yappy, but I still am gonna be yappy. I'm not gonna lie. I say that I'm not gonna be as yappy, but I am 100% gonna be yappy. Yeah, so around this point, after everyone had like broken the bunny out, I decided that I was going to do something silly, and I was going to introduce a character to quote-unquote investigate the case of the missing bunny box. And that was... Oop, I keep accidentally shifting this thing over to the side. Let's see. There we go. Okay, this is the first design of this character, but this is the first design of a character called Detective Peep, who is basically a literal, like, peep, like a marshmallow, as a detective. He's a cute little bunny. There's this awesome free CPM model of a bunny that, like, I adored, especially, like, after, Rose used it over on Abandon SMP. I don't have any screenshots of that little character, unfortunately. Actually, do I? Do I? Hang on a second. We're about to go into Abandon lore very quickly. Hang on a second. Where is it? Where is this little guy? I know this little guy. I have to show off this little guy. I need this little guy back in my life. Because I was entranced with this little guy, and that's... To be fair, I knew about this model beforehand, I just hadn't used it. I'd shown it off to Rose before, though. Oh, did I find the little guy? Hang on a second, did I find a little guy? There's the little guy, look at him! I love this little guy so much. But yeah, no, I really wanted to use that model, and especially after Rose used the model in there, I was like, well, I've gotta use this model now. So I decided to make a little detective model out of it. Now, so you can see I added a little hat. Originally, this actually has the ears down because it's more like a construction bunny. So I kind of just changed the hat to be a detective hat and gave him a little detective shirt. Gave him a little pink cheeks, little blue fur. And then I think maybe the next screenshot I show... Yeah, I give him a little monocle, because he needed a little monocle. He needed a little tiny detective monocle. Yeah, no, this character was going to show up, and he was just going to investigate the case of the missing bunny box. And I didn't actually have a concrete idea about who in fiction was going to steal the bunny box, much like I didn't have any idea who actually stole the bunny box. It was kind of just a case of, I'll think about it as this goes on, because I knew it was going to be over, like, the span of multiple days. So I was like, okay, we'll do this at some point. We'll figure this out at some point. Maybe the players will have a fun idea. The idea that I originally kind of, well, okay, settled on, quote-unquote, until things happen, but again, I'll talk about that in a second. The thing that I kind of settled on was that it was going to be the duck police, aka the ones that imprisoned the little spotted bunny, Cowbell. I wasn't quite sure how I was going to get there, but I figured that was about the best of an idea that I had at that current time. And so this was a little area that Detective Peep set up. Actually, hang on a second. I can't show off the actual thing that I was going to give the little detective, simply because I didn't get the chance to get on the server. But I can show off what his little house was going to look like, because at some point, everyone was going to come over, and I was going to just say, hey, man, like, you know, all my supplies are missing in order to build an actual, like, office. Can you, like, help me out and give me some materials? And a lot of them were from the end, and I thought, okay, like, I would just give them another bunny task for that. But someone actually just put supplies out in front of his house, like an awesome person. Like, they put in tons of, like, wood and... So, hi, Keeper, hi! I'm talking about the bunny event that happened over on Astra. We're talking about these sort of, like, lore that's spurned from it. Yeah, so the detective was going to have a task where he was going to let everyone gather materials. Some of them were from the end because I love that light blue color for everything for him. But someone came in and just were like, hey, here's free supplies. And I was like, well, that would kind of be mean to them if I just made a task afterwards about doing it. But I'm going to show off his little hut because this is what is going to be on the server once I get the chance to get on. And it is this design. This is already built on the server somewhere, floating off in the middle of the ocean. You're just chillaxing in VR watching. Ah, fair, fair. Fair enough. Yeah, just out of curiosity, what's your avatar looking like on VR? Or is it like a not VR chat thing? I don't actually know how VR works. I've never actually played on it before. Your barn? Oh, yeah, your barn was in the background. Yeah, no, your barn is super cute. I didn't put any of the bunnies near it, unfortunately, just because it's farther away, but also I didn't want to encroach on too many people's space if I didn't have permission for it. But yeah, so again, this is Detective Peep's little detective area. There's an interior as well, but I didn't take any screenshots of it. Again, if I do that video idea that I said I'm going to do, I am definitely going to be showing it off and showcasing all the intricacies and all the little silly details. I am Harpy. Yes, VR chat. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. Ah, no, I'm good, I'm good. I've got way too much on my plate right now to do anything VR chat related. I appreciate it though, really. Yeah, let me get this screenshot off though, because again, I can't really show off too much of it. But again, if I do that video, I will showcase the inside and talk about the details in it. But right now, this is what that area looks like. Yeah, oh, and here's the bunny rafter that someone made because I specifically requested it for a task. Again, there was these little tasks sprinkled into and fro throughout the entirety of the bunny event. I went, boy. Oh, I see. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. I try not to follow too many tutorials, although I did follow a tutorial for that house I just showed, so who am I to say anything? Yeah, okay. So again, this was another one of the tasks that I had people do in order to get points. It was just putting a bunch of bunnies on a rafter. That was literally it. Also, ow. Thank you. You're also lovely. Yes, okay. So, we were in the middle of everything, and again, this is another one of those group shots. Let me see if I can figure out who's who in this one. So we had, let's see, we had Kaz, we had, oh god, it's so difficult. I think that in the left is Maja. We have Jamie, we have Code. I'm pretty sure that's Space, aka Space Jump Zora on the right. And I think that's K9 on the bottom left. I'm not exact. No, wait, that's Lunar. That's Lunar. Yeah, it's Lunar Loser. Again, love everyone to pieces. I'm just very bad at figuring out who's who. Oh, wait. No, that's not Maja, because Maja's key right now. You see the little green bunny. Which actually, hang on a second. I did have, as I was looking through the other screenshots, I did see that I had a screenshot of the slime bunnies. Hang on a second. Hang on. Where are you at? Oh man, did I lose it? Did I lose it already? Man. Oh wait, nope. Here it is. Yeah. So this was about the time that the slime bunnies became really a thing. And these were essentially bunnies that became slime bunnies after they sat around for a long enough time. So if you didn't find it within, I think it was like 2 or 3 days, then they turned into slime bunnies and they were worth a lot more. So there was kind of strategy involved. You could leave a bunny for a while, but you're not sure who else might know that that bunny exists and take it. If it's one that's really hard to find. It was also really fun to just have them around because then I could take pictures of slime bunnies and be like, so, y'all didn't realize this one was here. Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to show that off because, again, I didn't get the chance to get on the server. But again, that was my bad. I really should have checked. Alright, I'm gonna take another second to take a sip of something to drink because my throat is dying. Alright, there we go. So the next thing, let's see. Okay, so this one has a little bit of backstory to it. So, Code, again, one of the main forces that was looking for bunnies, and I think I have one of the other screenshots of the points at this point that I can show for this one. Code was the main one looking for these bunnies, and so what I did is I would talk to him a lot because we'd get on around the same time as I was like hiding them, and I'd tell him, hey, like stay away as I'm hiding these, but like we can still like chat and stuff as I'm doing it. And he specifically mentioned that he liked when the bunnies were hid in this particular tree, because again, it's a really pretty tree. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And so for this just one time, I decided to just put a sign that said hi Code, and put the bunny that he'd been mostly helping out as well, because again, I thought it was funny. I thought it was cute, and he appreciated that a lot too. And we really started talking a lot during this event, and that kind of spiraled into a lot of interesting things as again the, I guess, quote unquote story went on. But yeah, this is just one of the things I wanted to show off because again, I really appreciated Code and all the stuff that he did for the event, and also liked putting in little Easter eggs for the people that I could remember to put the Easter eggs in for, or had the ability to. Like, if people talked to me about the event and stuff that they thought would be fun for it, I tried to incorporate that as much as possible. Because again, I love interaction between, like, the players and the people running events for this sort of thing. Obviously, if it's a one-off thing, it's kind of harder to do that, but with something that's going on for an entire month, I figured I could slip in some things, like little Easter eggs for specific people. Okay, and this was another thing that happened. So, and I didn't actually get a screenshot, I think, of the hideout, but the hideout also started to evolve. And so what happened is the police ducks, I copied the cop car design, and I pasted them around as if they were looking for the spotted bunny, aka Cowbell. And so what a couple of them were doing is they were starting to get close to Cowbell and his friends. And so what I had happen is the players could change the signs in order to I guess, show off that, like, oh man, they're not actually getting close, so that way it could move the story forward. This actually, funnily enough, I think people forgot about this task in the days that went on, because this is the only one that changed, but it was the one that I was sure that no one was going to find, because there was a trap door that hid this bunny. And I think at one point Code was going to make a follow-up video where this anvil was actually going to be the armadillo again, and this duck who was trying to get into the hideout actually, like, couldn't, because there was an armadillo sitting on top of this trapdoor. And so that's why he's saying that, like, oh no, it's just a dead end. Like, I'll go back. Yeah, again, I just thought it was super silly. The video never happened because I kept it was just a very busy month, and also I kept stealing Code for help with certain things in the event. But yeah, no, this is one of the other silly moments that happened. Again, I wish I could have shown some of the cop cars and stuff. We'll do that at some point, though. We're going to continue on to the next slide, which... This is the start of the bunny models. This is the start of the bunny models. This is the part I was the most excited to talk about. Okay, I was excited to talk about all this, but this part is the part that I could not have guessed in a bajillion years that this would happen. Let me take a drink really fast, because I'm about to talk like 100 miles a minute. Oh my god, I've been yapping for an hour. This is a problem. Oh, orange soda, what would I do without you? Yeah, so the thing about this bunny, in particular, this is not my bunny. This is not the bunny that this originally was. Code, dear sweet lovely Code, borrowed the bunny model that I was using and turned it into his own, like, a version of his character Noma, including the gun. I was so blown away. I was so happy to see this. He specifically went out of his way to make this character, and it was a character, like a full character, like an actual character that actually got used in the little bunny lure that happened. I was so happy. I was so happy. You guys have no idea. And then this started a spiral where, like, half of the people that were on the board and were looking for bunnies had bunny models of their Astra characters. It blew my mind. I was so happy. I was so happy. You guys have no idea. And they had, like, unique little animations and, like, little effects and stuff. And it was great. It was great. I mean, you can probably hear it in my voice. I was so happy about all this. Yeah, this was the first one that got made. It would be a hot minute before, like, the other ones could get made, but this was, I mean, technically the second, because mine was, like, the first, like, of the bunny models on the server. But yeah, no, this was the first, like, player-made bunny model that was, like, in this event. And technically, like, I guess one of the main antagonists as things go forward, but we're gonna worry about that later. We're gonna get to that later, because the lore at this point hadn't even started yet. At this point, this character was just made, like, as, I think it's just as a concept, but also just kind of as a, hey, I hid these bunnies while I was in a 1 block tall model, because I hid them originally as I was my character on Astra, Lou, and Lou is 1 block tall. So there was a lot of spaces that I could easily get into that most people couldn't. And so a lot of people, as they were hiding these models, were using 1 block tall models. And that probably was part of the reason that people, like, made these bunny models of the characters, because A, they get to make it their character again, but also B, because they could easily hide bunnies. Yeah. This was the first one, though. And again, he gave him the gun, and it's way too big for his little hand, and I love him so much. And so as he was running around, he would be in this model. Also, this is a mean screenshot. I'll admit it. I'll admit that this is a very mean screenshot. For context, this particular, like, duck in the corner, again, it's one of the points people could get. This one took them so many days to find, and they were losing their minds. I was being a little bit snarky, or, like, a little bit mean, and I was, like, giving them hints. And by hints, I mean I was telling them I was taking screenshots specifically of them. But it would be like 10 minutes after I took the screenshot. That's what I would do. I would just wait. I would just wait until they were away. Also, hello there. Hello. How are you doing? I'm talking about an event that I was running on AstraSMP. So it's a lot of me yapping about Minecraft events. Yeah, not really that much else to it, though. Don't be spamming. Don't be spamming. Don't make me come in there. Wags finger at you. There you go. You got that out of your system? Alright. But yeah, this was an evil screenshot that I took because, again, he's been looking for this bunny, like this duck, for like a few hours, I think, at this point. And I'm just saying, like 10 minutes later, I was like, oh, by the way, I took a screenshot. Heart hands. And then I went offline, I think, for the day. There's actually a triumphant screenshot later on in this little saga where I show him actually finding this bunny, but it was the last day, so it turned into a slime bunny. So you'll get to see that a little bit later on. This is also another mean one because there was a thing that I did, and I'll have to show the screenshots I took specifically for this, which was the 9 wonders of the world. Again, I kept scope creeping myself. I'll admit it, but it was a good time. It was a good time. So it was a big thing I did where I did something called the 9 wonders of the world, which by the end of it kind of turned into like 13, I think, honestly, where there would be bunnies hidden in the landscape of the map. And so let me see. Is this a good screenshot? Okay. This shows coordinates. That's fine. Yeah, so the first one I ever did was by the detective's place. And this one actually kind of made me realize that that's something I wanted to do because I didn't, like, no one pointed it out that there was a bunny next to the detective's place. And I was like, oh man, I was hoping people would notice that there was a bunny right there. I know, I'll make something out of it. So I made these things called the 9 wonders of the world, and they were all scattered around the map in different places. And the one that Code is trying to find right here is... Okay, I changed how it looked at the end. I took away the lanterns because I thought it was too obvious. Is this one, which was in a tree. And you can kind of see from the different leaves, like the leaf textures, that's what it was supposed to be. There's also a skeleton. Ignore the skeleton. But yeah, no, it was literally just like stuff like that. And then let me throw some of the other ones up here. So here's one that was in the bottom of the scales. Here's one that was near my house in like Podzol. Here's one made out of a different type of grass. This one, which was obvious, it was in the sky though, so people had to look up. This one, which I changed to make it more obvious because you can barely even tell in here. Which was one in the water. There's another one in the water later on. One made out of wheat. And then finally, at least for the screenshots that I actually took, which was one in the water. I've now got like a bajillion screenshots to get rid of. But yeah, it was just a little thing where I was like, okay, like if you take a screenshot next to this bunny, you get a big amount of points. Because I was like, yeah, you know what, that sounds like fun. A fun way to spice things up, where I've already been spicing a lot of things up. But the one in the tree took people a long time to figure out where it was. Like, super long time. I think only maybe like 2 or 3 people figured out where it was by the end of the event. But these two, like, Code and Maja were 2 of the ones that actually found it first, actually. But yeah, again, it was a fun time, and it made people actually look around at their surroundings more than just trying to find little player heads. It was something that I was pretty happy with as well. Oh, there was also this little special task that I had people do. So again, adding on to some of the special tasks that I decided to put around, there was... Are we getting events like this on mine? Probably. Maybe not like a month-long event. I think I've realized that I don't have the stamina to run a month-long event. But I definitely want to do more, like, big things like this again. This was, again, super fun. And especially little moments like this, where it was like, okay, this one isn't the correct solution to this one, because this one actually had a solution to it. You can kind of see on the back of all of these bunnies, they had like little floating signs. All of these bunnies were requesting specific items. So the one on the left was requesting like chips, one of them was requesting water, one was requesting milk, and I think the other one was requesting like orange juice. And so basically the players were tasked to give them what they wanted, essentially. And so that's what I did. Again, this is not the correct solution, but this player is the one that actually ended up doing it. Yeah, no, I was very happy. I actually kept these bunnies up for like a couple of weeks later on in the event because I liked this little setup so much of them sitting in the little chairs and getting served drinks and like food and stuff. I don't know. I'm very oddly sentimental about stuff like this. Yeah, and this is where the lore started. So you can kind of see the area where the bunnies got dropped off, and you can see the signboard. Actually, let me go back to my screenshots. And we're actually going to show the board as I think it was at this point. Yeah, okay. So at this point, the little board, with only maybe like 80 points, had ballooned into over like 3,000 for some people. It was a little bit chaotic, I'm not gonna lie. But no, again, it was a good time though. I just maybe I'm not gonna have so many multipliers next time that I run an event like this. Because counting became a nightmare at some point. I was just like, man, I don't want to do math, but I have to in order to get this figured out. Yeah, no, everyone is super awesome. Everyone on here, super great. So happy that they all took part. Let me get rid of this screenshot so we can go back to talking about the lore stuff that was starting to happen at this point. So, Keeper, you weren't here when I explained this little guy. This little guy is Detective Peep. He is a marshmallow bunny detective who is on the case to try and figure out who stole the box. And again, at this point, I had no idea in my head who actually stole the box. I just had the idea that I was going to see maybe what the players came up with, because I specifically was like, this is very improv-based. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. So if you guys come up and have a good idea, let me know, and we can figure that out. Yeah, so at this point, it was literally just the detective came in. Let me see. Do I have any other screenshots of this moment? Okay, this was afterwards. Well, I'll say these guys were the main ones that showed up, but essentially the detective came in, basically was like, yeah, I'm investigating this case, got a little bit of a profile on people, got a lead to talk to Dust, aka the other bunny that I showed off. Because at this point, I talked to Code a little bit, and we talked about, yeah, you know, Dust could help out, yeah, like Dust isn't too happy with the person that he looked up to, which was Noma. He thinks he's not that good of a bounty hunter, so he's taking up the bounty hunter business. I don't think I actually got a screenshot of like the outside of his office, but he burrowed into Noma's office and made a little place for himself in there. It's so cute. Everything in this event was so cute. Yeah, I love him too. I love Detective Peep so much. I can't actually, no. When I boot up the game, because, well, I don't think I'll have enough time to actually do any building, because I've been yapping for longer than I thought I was going to yap for. But I'll at least show off his little Bob animation that I did for him, so that way you can see the, I guess, like, animations that this little guy had. Because he moves around like an NPC, really, and that's really what he is. He's just a little character that goes around and solves little Easter-related mysteries. But yeah, to get back on the lore, he basically got a profile, everyone, got a few leads, and then was led to a bunny called Cowbell, aka the bunny that's inside the little hideout that everyone was, you know, helping out earlier. And so everyone standing out front is, I think there was one other person that took part in the lore. But it really was just really low-key. Maybe went on like less than an hour, but everyone had a good time. This is about the time in the season where everyone starts going through like really big dramatic story beats, and so it was kind of just a little reprieve from the sadness. You can kind of see near that blue, well, okay, you can't see it all, but near that blue flower is actually a hole in the ground where the bunnies actually are hidden. And that's where all the, where Cowbell and his little friends are hiding at. Let's see, what's the next screenshot? Oh, yeah, we were just goofing off and talking in a group. I just wanted to show off the screenshot because for some reason when the bunnies wear the dragon head, it's massive. Yeah, we were just talking afterwards, and we were just chilling out. Actually, there is something kind of funny that happened in the middle of the lore with the other stuff, and that because on the board, actually, let me pull the board screenshot back up. Because we didn't really clarify what was canon and what wasn't. I specifically said that this was more not canon than canon. So I was just like, I'll let anything slide, really. Someone brought up the fact that Code was... Or, no, they said that Noma was on the board. Noma is not on the board. Codebreaker, in fact, the person playing Noma, is the one on the board. And so it became this running joke that Code was a suspect in this case. Which is something that I thought was very funny. And would come back up at least a couple of times later. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that. Yeah, again, this is more screenshots of them just, like, showing off the model. Again, this is Dust, who will become a character, like, an important character later on. And then this is Code finally finding the bunny in the ceiling. Oh, wait, I thought that was another screenshot. No, there's one other screenshot I took where he's, like, in the process of, like, looking up and jumping up to it. But that's the one where he finally gets it. I was so happy for him to find that little bunny. But this is where the bunny, like, invasion really started. This one is Maja's character, I think Julie. This is the bunny version of her character. At least the start of it. This character is going to get, like, more details later on. But, again, I was so happy to see all these little bunnies. Look at them. It's so cute. I really love the yellow eyes on this one, too. Like, it really stands out from the dark design. It looks super good. There's a lot of also other really cool designs. I'll have to show some of them off. I mean, obviously, I'll have to show them off because they're in this silly little thing. But yeah, more screenshots of everyone's characters, and now I can finally figure out who's who. So, oh yeah, there's also a couple more bunnies in here. Oh my god, I just realized. Okay, so first off, there's Code, there's Maja with the antlers that I was talking about, there's Queen, or aka Queen, oh, I don't know how to pronounce the second part of the name, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Queen. I want to say Queen Elise? Hang on a second. Let me look at the name. Yeah, I think Queen Elise. Again, who is a super cool person on the server. We also got K9 again, also super cool. Everyone's super cool. Everyone is super cool. We have Space, Atlas in the back, who for the first time actually got the hunt for bunnies. The little one on the bed, like the first one on the bed, is actually Kaz. And, oh boy. I really need to, hang on a second. I need to pull up the screenshot because I don't know whose bunny that is. That might be Horses. I think Horses joined in for this one, which I'm very glad because I didn't have a really good screenshot of Horses' bunny. Like, Horses sent me a screenshot of their bunny, but it was, like, in a dark area, so I didn't get a chance to see it super well. I think that is Horses' model. I'll have to look, hang on a second. I'm going out of order for a moment so I can see if I can find a good screenshot of this one bunny. Oh, where is this one bunny gone? Did I not include it? Did I not include that screenshot? Oh, man. I thought I did. Yeah, I might just not have included that screenshot in my little screenshot thing. Oh, man. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna see if I can find it again because I really want to show off that model, and I want to make sure that I'm crediting the right person for that model. No, that's not that model. I don't know whose model that is. I don't know whose little guy that is. Because, let me very quickly... Oh, right, I named it something different. And I had to put it in my downloads. Okay. Hang on a second, y'all. Hang on. Downloads. Okay, so this one is horses modeled. This was probably like a day after we talked. There we go. This one is horses modeled. This is not the same bunny, I don't think, as the other one. But again, horses didn't get to... I think horses, like, computer died in the middle of the event and couldn't really take part too much in all of the shenanigans. So this might be the only screenshot that I have, unfortunately, of this bunny. But no, that is not the same bunny. I don't think that's right there. God, it's so hard to tell. I'm so sorry, whoever's the model that is, if that's not, that's not horses. Actually, there are little details on it. I don't know. I apologize if that isn't the model. Or whoever's model that is. Also, boop. I'll boop to you too, sir. But yeah, no, again, this is another screenshot. Again, where more bunnies are starting to trickle in. And again, I was very excited. Every time I saw more bunnies, I got more excited to see everyone's little guys. And look, there's even more bunnies now! There's even more! Yeah, so again, on the left is... actually, hang on a second. Is that the horse's bunny? That is the horse's bunny! Okay, that one is. I know that one is. Yeah, so we've got Code on the left. We've got horse's bunny right next to Code. We've got the Julie bunny, aka Judy. We've got Kaz's bunny. We've got Canine's bunny in the front. We've got Ariel's bunny. We've got, or aka Jamie's bunny. And we've got Space's bunny. Which, I'm gonna see if I can try to remember the names. I don't think I ever got to see Horse's little bunny's name. We've got Dust, we've got Judy, we've got, oh, I can't remember what Kaz's bunny name was. Oh, man. I'm so bad at remembering the bunny names. No! Also, yes, yeah, it literally turned into a bonanza, not of my own making by the end of this. And I was, again, I was very happy as everyone kept making these little bunnies. Let's see. Okay, Inky and Fracture. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and that's Judy in the middle. But yeah, no, everyone had their little bunnies and everyone was running around and being so cute. I very much enjoyed. I can't show it off in here, but I know that Kaz's bunny actually had the animations from their Corey model, which means that the little bunny on the left could do little wiggles and stuff. I thought it was so cute. I wish I'd taken video of that little bunny doing a little dance, because it's so cute. It's so cute. Oh, and here's, on the left, that one is Starburst. That's Queen's bunny. Because Queen also joined in on the bunny stuff, even though I don't think Queen ever joined in on the lore to show off the bunnies. But again, very cute. I was so excited to see these models. And they had little sit animations! They went out of their way and made little sit animations. Again, I was so happy. I was so happy. Let's see. Okay. So this was coming near the end of the event. This was the 24th. So by this time, lore had sort of been going on for a while. All the bunny lore had been going on. But I was running out of ideas for places to hide things, and Lee, amazing Lee, decided to give me permission to hide stuff in the bottom area of their tower, which had a warp plate in it. And it is such a cool place. I just wanted to show it off for a second. You can barely see, like, actually, you can see Lee as their character Chip on the left breaking one of the bunnies. I was in the middle of taking screenshots as she ran in and started like taking part in the bunny hunt, because I said I was hiding them in her place. I didn't say like where they were, so she was more than willing, like happy to join in with the actual hunt of it. But yeah, no, it's such a cool place. There's not another screenshot. I could have swore I put one more screenshot of the actual, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Of that place inside of this slideshow, but I guess I didn't. But anyway, this is the team that they made the day after. Or, like, not the day after, like, for that particular hunt. you can see Queen's Bunny again, and now Mamba has also joined in, and I love Mamba's, like, bunny design. There's so many, like, little cool details. Like, you see the, like, the sideways hat, the little chain. There's a skateboard on that bunny's back as well. I didn't realize that until, like, I accidentally found out on the last day of the bunny event. There's a skateboard on that bunny's back. It's so cool. It's such an interesting design. But yeah, there's also Ori, aka Cricket, aka as their character Icarus. We've got, let's see, of course, Lee as X with the big wings and stuff. And then, oh, I don't remember who else. I think Ashlyn? Yes, Ashlyn, I think, joined in on this round. And there was one other person who I have not... See, I think that might have been Lizzie. I could be wrong about that. I think, actually, no, that is Lizzie. Lizzie is, like, the only one that I think does, like, the... that has, like, a cat model. But yeah, no, this was their team, which I think it's the one team that I couldn't remember the name of. Let me see if I have a screenshot of their team name, actually. I took screenshots of, like, the team names when I could, because I was afraid that some of the points were gonna go missing again. Let's see. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I actually have a screenshot of that team name. Well, if I did that video that I said I'm gonna do, I will definitely be adding that as well to the silly shenanigans. Yeah, I guess I didn't take a screenshot of that. Well, that's disappointing. Oh, well. Yeah. Let's see. Yep, this is another screenshot of Dust and Judy. And again, we were just chatting. We were chatting far away and trying to figure some stuff out. And this is Dust's office, where everyone, let's see, there's Bunny Eleanor, aka Cricket's character, aka Bunny Nor. Again, there's Ariel's, which I think was named Angel, now that I think about it. It was Judy. I can't remember Space's name. Of course, there's Dust, and Dust has the carrot in his hat at this time. I don't think I actually showed that off before in the other models. He has a little carrot in his hat. You can kind of see the green from it. Of course, this is the detective, and Lizzie didn't have a bunny model at this time, and I thought it was so funny how they put the bunny slippers on in order to just, I guess, feel included. It was actually kind of funny with this lore in particular. This was after Maja's, like, in-character event that they had. And so there was a bunch of people gathered around and just sort of hanging out before this lore started. And essentially what happened is the detective was like, hey, I'm gonna go talk to this Dust person so we can figure out, you know, what's going on, like, around here and stuff. You know, maybe get some leads and maybe help us out. And so everyone that had a bunny model was kind of busy with other lore stuff. So me and Lizzie waited on top of the scales because the warp plate was up there. And so when everyone was done, they came over in their bunny models and just acted like everything was fine and normal. And so to me, I just rolled with it because I was like, yeah, okay. I think that we're just pretending that they were just the bunnies the whole time. That works, that works. Lizzie was like, hey, wow, you look like my friends. And everyone just started gaslighting their character. Obviously not like the person themselves, like herself, but it was just like everyone was like, yeah, no, we're not those people. What are you talking about? Like, we just happen to know the same things, etc., etc. And so what happened is everyone came in here, they talked to Dust. Dust was like, yeah, no, like, you gotta talk to everyone again. Maybe take a look at that Noma guy, because Noma was the prime suspect in a lot of people's minds at this time, because Noma is a bounty hunter who a lot of people have this dislike for. And it's kind of just one of those things where everyone was like, yeah, no, Noma seems like the prime suspect, you know, bounty hunter, probably stole the bunnies, who knows. And so Dust also was like, yeah, no, maybe that might be a good lead to start with them. Everyone left, and I think Lizzie and I lagged behind a little bit. And by the time that we got back, everyone had quick swapped out of their, like, bunny models back to their normal models, and were in the, like, near the exact same spot that they originally had left at, like, that we had left them at. And so by the time we got back, they were like, yeah, no, we don't know what we're talking about. We've just been here drinking the entire time. It was so funny. It was just a funny little moment that, again, was really nice for all of these shenanigans that happened, and all the serious lore that was happening at the time. Yeah, here it is. Everyone coming back and being like, yeah, we've just been here the entire time. I love the players so much. I love all the little shenanigans that they take part in. Yep, and this was us talking afterwards, where everyone had swapped back into their bunny models. And again, you can see the little silliness. You can see the little silliness in everyone. Hello, these people. Oh, we can see the carrot better too. Yeah, there's the carrot. There's the carrot. Let's see. Okay. So this one comes a couple days later, or I think it was the next day, where it was a smaller turnout. But also at this time, Lizzie had made a player model, or like a bunny model for her character. And so what happened is, for this one, I decided to let these guys help Cowbell break out. I dug a whole maze through their little hideout, which again, I would have shown you, but unfortunately I can't do that right now. I dug a whole maze out for everyone. Not something like super difficult, like it was maybe like a couple, like maybe like 5-10 dead ends at most, and then you just get to the end essentially. And it was a very short lore thing, but I was very happy to have everyone with their bunny models. We were just sort of hanging out. Cricket was here too, but had left in order to work on some more stuff, I believe. So this is just a screenshot with the three of us. At some point, I'll have to do something special with the area they dug out in order to hide Cowbell and his friends away. But that was kind of the end of Cowbell's storyline. It's again one of those things that I was shown more if I was able to get on the server at the moment. But yeah, we do. God, that was a sentence. We do what we do. Yes, that's how words work. From there, if I keep trying to shift the picture over. No, we're not at the beginning. No, there's still more. Oh, did it not do the rest of the... Oh, there's probably a limit to how many pictures are in this thing. I should have gone through this at first. Alright, well, we're gonna be just pulling up the rest of the images, I think. So where were we at with this? Where were we at? Let me see. Okay, we're getting closer to the end. Okay, so I'll just go through some of the little stuff that I can right now. So at one point near the end, this is the 27th now, I did a whole day that was just full of silly little tasks that people could do. So there was a whole scramble, which again, I'll go over at some point, but oh god, all my images are going to be out of focus too. There we go. So yeah, it was just a little scramble that people could take part in. This was one of the solutions. It was another solution that was basically, it flipped, horizontally, I believe? Or vertically. Basically, the slime bunnies in the left corner, the pink one, yeah. You know what I mean. But yeah, so that is essentially, like, how it was supposed to be solved. I was going to go through the actual clues meant for it today. Again, something I'll go through in the future. And we will... Actually, can I just load all of them into this one screenshot? Hang on a second. Oh, where is the next screenshot? Ah, here we go. Yeah, I can just load all of them into this one screenshot. This was another task, which is one of my favorite tasks that I did, which was basically making them put paintings on the wall. It was silly little stuff like that. Like, oh man, deliver ice cream. There was one where, like, you had to get two little lesbian bunnies together. I thought that was cute. Especially because one of them was standing on the lesbian candle and talking about how she was lonely. Actually, after that, there was... Okay, I promise I'm not being mean about this one. I'm also part of the LGBTQ community, so I know a lot of the jokes that people make about, that lesbians will make about themselves. I think it was the day after that the, two lesbian bunnies got united. I specifically said that they were gonna, had signs next to them saying that they were gonna move in together and adopt a cat or something like that. I don't know. I know that there's like this running joke about how lesbians will like jump headfirst into relationships pretty quickly. Not meant to be anything mean or anything. It's just like an inside joke, I guess. Let me move you. Let me scoot you around. Let's see. Let's pull up another screenshot. Okay, so this actually... Hang on a second. I'm showing off one more thing first. Did I get the screenshot of this particular thing somewhere? Okay, you know, I'll just explain it as I pull it up. Oh, this is a smaller screenshot. Hello? Okay, so this is the next lure thing that I did, which is basically, the players were gonna go and talk to Detective Peep and see what all he was up to, and also at the end of it, basically got chased around because the Duck Police thought that they were in on everything that happened. Yeah, they were in on everything that they thought they were in on the stuff with Cowbell and thought they were maybe the ones that did all of this. And so essentially we're bringing them in for questioning, and it was a big old game of hide and seek. But Lee, lovely, lovely Lee, made a custom duck model specifically for this event. And like let people use it like freely, and I used it quite a lot as like the story went on. But yeah, instead of becoming a duck, she made Officer Quackers, who is the little duck that you see right there. And the little duck was kind of a little silly and stupid, but it's okay, we love silly and stupid. Didn't realize what was going on, was very incompetent, like I specifically had most of the police ducks being, and essentially joined in on the fun. It was a fun time though. I think everyone enjoyed it a lot. Let me pull up another picture of the duck, because Lee did something really funny with the duck afterwards, and that she made it so like the player heads could be put on the duck's head. And so when there was a task that like one of the bunnies asked, like, hey, can you take me places and like take me on adventures, like specifically retexture that entire player head onto that model in order to make that work. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was so cute. I was so happy that people were putting that effort into all of this. By this time, a lot of the stuff was wrapping up, and we were getting close to the end of the, I guess, bunny adventures. And so there really wasn't that much left to do other than solve the story. Although, I will say, putting all the bunnies in a cage that, like, got caught during the hide-and-seek event was kind of funny. You can kind of, can you see? Oh yeah, you can kind of see, if you look at the top, like, that right block of the police car, if you look slightly to the right of it, you can see there's one bunny in the background. That one is Dust, and Dust was able to escape the cops and not get arrested, essentially. It's the only one that managed to evade all of us. I can't remember where he hit. Oh, no, he hit at the bottom of the scales, and I didn't even go down there. I didn't even think to look down there. It was kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. Everyone had really good hiding spots, though. It just happens that I've trained a bunch of people to hide very good places because of this event. Okay, let's see. What's the next one that I could pull up? Oh, actually, I will... No, I don't mean to... Oh, no, I keep trying to... Okay, there we go. I kept accidentally trying to replace the image of my, the background of this screen. It's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Alright, let's actually show off the lineup. Yeah, because I was the one in the little straw hat for a while. There's just everyone that took part. It was a fun little event, where we just got to play hide and seek, essentially. It was really nice to incorporate games. Time check. Ooh, yeah. Thank you. Alright. Okay, gamers, it's time for me to speedrun the rest of the little slideshow that I have. I don't think I'm going to get to showing off Detective Peep's little model today, unfortunately, but we'll show that off at some point. Let me actually polish off this drink, and we'll see if I can get through the rest of this in one sippy. There we go. Okay. So by this point, there wasn't that much left to do in this event. there was this little thing I had, and I'm just gonna pop these up as I'm talking, where people got, again, they got to take the little bunny around to certain places. Some people took them to really nice builds and like cool places, like this person, aka Space, with this really cool build out in the middle of nowhere. Well, not in the middle of nowhere. There's a forest that's specifically in. Speaking of forest, this was another person's little place. Some people decided, you know what, I'm going to traumatize this little rabbit, and I'm going to show these ones first, because A, I love the shaders on this one, and B, then I don't have to talk about the tragic lore, because some people were like, you know what, I'm going to take this bunny to my tragic lore spot. So there was like, oh yes, here's a cage that I got my character got locked in for like a month. Yes, here's a literal grave I'm taking this bunny to. Yes, good. I was so down for it though. I thought it was funny. But they also had, well, for the most part, I made people post these on Twitter. So it was a case of they would be like, I don't like being here. I was like, well, I'm sorry, buddy. Actually, oh yeah, Mamba's as well. Mamba took it to the Nether, and like these like cool builds out in the middle of nowhere. God, all these screenshots are different sizes. Come on, speed run. Yeah, to here, and then finally the last of Mamba's was the Halloween festival. Once again, another screenshot to show off this area and some of the texturing and stuff that went into it. And then finally, the last thing that happened for the lore of the event was the trial of everyone. Because again, everyone got essentially put on trial in order to figure out, like, what actually happened to the bunnies? What actually happened to them? So let me see. I have screenshots of the courthouse right here. So it was a whole courthouse that I built on the last day. Again, this is at the part where like the scope creep was unreal. So the courthouse was built. It was a whole thing. I had a bunch of clues set up in a chest in order to have people actually like legitimately solve this case. And props to Space, by the way, who single-handedly was the workhorse behind like solving everything. Let me see. Do I have a screenshot of? Yeah, okay. So you can see Avista, the only model that isn't a bunny or a duck. Avista was so good. Like, I was just watching in the background and, like, seeing what everyone's, like, theories and stuff were. Avista was spot on so much of the time. And by the end of this whole thing, by the end of everything, had sort of pinpointed down that, Dust was the culprit. Actually, Lizzie still thought it was Noma. And this was actually kind of a funny moment where everyone was like, what do you mean? Explain with the evidence, that sort of thing. It was really funny to see everyone just trying to, like, come together and solve this case. But again, Space as, like, Bunny Avista was so down with, like, solving this case and sort of pinpointed it down to Dust, who was probably the main culprit of all this. Let me get rid of some of the screenshots so we don't have a bajillion screenshots. So many Benoys? Yeah, so many Benoys. But yeah, went up, presented the evidence of Dust potentially being the one to do all of this. By the end of it, Dust was convicted. However, Dust was able to escape thanks to a warp stone. And at this point, I quote-unquote called recess. I had Detective Peep show up, and Detective Peep was the one to reveal what actually happened, which, yes, Dust was part of the case, but the real culprit behind this was someone that had thought of at the very beginning. A culprit that no one had thought of since the beginning of the case, which was Code himself. It was such a silly plot twist to a silly event. Code specifically had a little model called Code Puff, which is this little guy, little itty bitty little guy. Do I have a screenshot of Code Puff? Oh, I have one of the back of him. I don't think I have one of the front. Hang on. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I don't have one of the front of Code Puff. No, I do. Okay. I didn't get one of everyone. Yeah, you can kind of see that neck in between the duck and Kaz's character. There's the little puffball. The little puffball had took all of the bunnies in order to make a very like snuggly pile of for essentially a sleepover. Essentially, he just wanted to have a good time. He just wanted someplace soft and uh nice to sleep, and he'd taken all the bunnies into like a nice little sleepover area. And that was it. That was the like plot twist, is that the bunnies weren't taken for any nefarious reason at all. It was just for a sleepover. Except for the fact that there was like threats and like people being like falsely accused. And so that's what Dust was guilty of. And Dust again fled the scene, and we're going to be actually figuring out the resolution to that with the end of this event coming up near the end of May at this point, honestly. But yeah, no, it was just a silly little resolution to a silly little plot line. Everyone at the end had a good time. Yeah, it was just a good time. I do have to say though, there was two things that I wasn't expecting right before this happened. One was that my little hidey hole, aka the place that should have been secret for the entirety of this event, got found as soon as I built it. So, let me see. I'm sure I have it in my other screenshots. Yeah, okay. So Mamba, the day of me, like, putting this event out, like, as being like, hey, this is the last day, found this place before I even had, like, the courthouse all the way set up. And I was just like, what? Yeah, it was so funny. It was so funny when he sent me the screenshot. I was like, yeah, I found this place. Do you want me to just keep quiet? And I was like, yeah. Just keep on the down low about it. So thank you, Mambo, for being a good sport and keeping on the down low about it. Really appreciate it. The other thing that happened is a character who I haven't seen in a long time showed up and kind of just got like whiplash with all the bunnies. I'm putting in the screenshot and explaining because it doesn't look as funny as it was in the moment. But Cat showed up. Catroo, again, another really cool person on the server, had literally no idea what was going on. Just happened to see everyone on the map, happened to drop in, see all the bunnies hanging out in this area, and kind of just noped out. I'll have to see if I can get the video of that. It was hilarious, honestly, in my opinion. Yeah, but at that point, that was about it. That was literally the last thing that happened at the bunny event. There was a couple little things that happened afterwards. I talked to some other people, and in fact, actually, hang on a second. I got one more screenshot because, yes. Oh wait, do I not have it in my other folder? Okay, I probably just have it in my screenshots. Which is... Aha, there you are. Hey, Claude, it's your character. Look at you. Look at you standing next to the Bunanza, like the hidden bunnies. Yeah, that was the clue for the Bunders of the world, by the way, which is the little like posters essentially around the world. But yeah, no, it was just a fun little event. And by the end of it, let me pull it up. Code won with a staggering like 18,000 points. There was so many people that had joined in by the end of things. It was, again, really cool to see everyone that hopped in to... The horror sign is not... It's just a bunny! Leave me alone! But yeah, it was so cool seeing everyone that joined in, that just sort of hung out and joined in with the bunny shenanigans. Yeah, no, right? Right, Keeper? Yeah. Yeah, no, and then by the end of it, and again, I was going to show this off, but I didn't even get a chance to because the server's off right now, is that this is something that I've actually been working on throughout the process of this whole event, which is a trophy area. There's some things that are going to change. Also, Claude, no, you did have points by the end of it, because you joined in with the carrots in the crate by the end of it. There was a crate near my house that you joined in with and put some of the stacks of carrots in and named yourself named them because, like, with your name. So you did, yeah, you did. I think that crate might still be there. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to check when I get back on. But yeah, no, so technically speaking, like, by the last second, you joined in. But yeah, so this is the trophy room that I've actually been doing for all of the events that I could really think of so far. These are mostly just admin run events. I haven't included any of the like player run events simply because I don't know what would be included. Maybe next season I'll actually include stuff for player run events. But yeah, no, this is just me basically saying, hey, I appreciate all of you guys who joined in on the event and took part in everything. And I made a little trophy area. In fact, this is going to be the last couple of things that I show. And I'm going to have to skedaddle very quickly because I have to actually eat before I go to work. Where is the screenshots of the stuff that I need? Come on, I know I took pictures of the other areas of this. Man, did I not include them in here? Yeah, I didn't include them in here. Well, I'll show them off at some other point. I'll show them off on some other, like, admin-related thing, or during the video that I'm going to be making of this sort of stuff. But yeah, no, just a little trophy area that includes stuff. Like, how did Code get so many points? So it was really just a combination of, he was always on top of it with, making, like, the teams thing. And also including new people. Like, I don't think half of these people would have joined in if it wasn't for him, also joining in and doing the little shenanigans that he did. He was always on it with the lore, which the lore gave extra points. He was with the special tasks and like the Twitter posts and stuff. And so it just kind of built and built and built. The other people also had an impressive amount of points. Like, let me see. Like, it was actually closer than I thought it was going to be. Like, Mamba had 16,000, Lee had 14,000, Maja had like 12,000. Yeah, no, it was actually, like, it wasn't, like, too far off. And especially, like, the last day I did was, like, the 100-point ones. And I let people have their multipliers on them. And it was a little bit wild. It was a little bit wacky and wild. But yeah, no, this is about it for the bunny hunt stuff. Or, like, the Bonanza stuff. It was a very fun event. Lots of stuff. You can tell by the fact that it's almost been 2 hours. Yeah, he might. I know he's on vacation right now, though, so he might not be able to do that right away. But yeah, no, yeah, again, this is about all there was for the Bonanza event, which I say all there is, again, I've been yapping for almost 2 hours at this point. I thought this yapping was gonna take a lot less time. I have way too much more to say than I thought I did. But yeah. It was a super fun event. Is there stuff that I would have done differently? Yeah, there's probably some things that I would have done differently in order to make things a little bit more balanced. Yes, I know. I'm giving my little outro. Don't worry, this is the last of it. But yeah, so again, there's definitely things I would have done differently. But this has been a really good learning experience and has just made me really revitalized for events over on Astra. Like, I took a big break. This is my first time really doing anything Astra related for a while, simply because, again, I've just been kind of taking a little bit of a snooze, a little bit of an eeper when it comes to doing stuff, just because, man, it's been a while. But I'm back. Probably in the next few days, I'm going to start working on the funny stuff. Well, not in the next few days, because I literally can't get on the server until maybe Sunday, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm going to be working on the stuff for the last part of this event, which is going to be figuring out what happened to Dust and bringing him to justice, but we'll see. We'll see how that turns out. We'll see if our players are able to succeed, but I'm sure they will be able to. And yeah, I think that's about it, honestly. I don't think there's very much else I can talk about on the admin side of things, other than that I'm just very grateful to have the people who participated that did. So yeah, really, thank you to everyone who participated in this event. Like, if you're watching, you guys are awesome and make me want to make more events like this. And, like, build upon and make things even better in the future. Yes, I know I have many sillies to do, Keeper. I know, but I did say that I needed to do this, so at some point I do. especially before the end of the month. Yeah, well, we'll see when that happens. But in the meantime, I do gotta get ready for work. This is my early day of the week, so I have to actually start doing that. So I'm gonna actually go over to the ending screen. So thank you all, everyone who joined in for me just yapping for 2 hours. It's not normally what I do, but I still appreciate you guys for stopping in, so I'm gonna say thanks to everyone. So thanks, Colsey. Thanks, Claw. Thanks, Diabito. Thank you, let's see. Thank you, Bon. Thank you, Keeper. Thank you... she's not here. I don't know exactly, like... I will say that that is your name. If you have something you would like me to call you the next time, if you're still around, let me know. But yeah, again, I appreciate all you guys for sitting around and yapping. I meant IRL stuff. Oh, okay. Alright. I was like, huh? No, don't steal me right now. I have to go to work. I'm very not stealable right now. I'm very sorry. Well, actually, I'm partially stealable. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, but yeah, I am gonna go, though. So, before I actually get off, I am going to... Quick announcements. I'm gonna be doing another stream tomorrow, because I have something I really want to look over tomorrow. A very specific event that I don't know if if something's announced about it yet, so I'm not gonna say much else. But there's an event that I really want to look over the website of, because I've been told that there's ARG stuff, and I love ARGs, and it's Minecraft themed. Like the event is in Minecraft, so I really want to check it out. So I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow, and then I think maybe Sunday, maybe late Sunday, I might hop on Abandon for a little bit, because there's something I really want to do on there. Something really silly that I want to do on there, especially because it's been a while since I've streamed, just not in like a admin or like thinking really hard sort of way. I want something I want to turn my brain off to, so I'm going to be doing that probably on Sunday. As for Astra, I'm actually in the middle of working on something for my return into lore. I'm hopefully gonna get it done by the time the season ends. We don't have that much long left in the season, unfortunately. But I am working on something for that, so hopefully we'll get at least a couple more things of lore streams done by the time that the season ends. I apologize that I haven't been on top of it when it comes to Astra lore, as compared to some other stream stuff. Just super busy. This event, I thought I was gonna have time to work on stuff in the middle of it. No, my free time was full of bunnies. I wouldn't have it any other way. You should talk about... You're silly. I mean, do you want me to? I didn't know if you wanted me to talk about that on But I'll just say this. I don't feel comfortable about advertising it specifically. But the other server that I admin on, in Human, has the applications opening, and I'm actually doing some building on there as well, in order to get it set up for when that server opens. So I'm not gonna link the Twitter or anything, but if you look at the hashtag on my Twitter, you could probably find it pretty easily if that seems interesting to you. I'm not gonna be doing streams on building stuff in there because, yeah, that would be kind of weird to do that. No, it's all good. No, it's all good. Yeah, no, I'm fine talking about it and pointing people in that direction. I'm just not gonna post the Twitter link, at least right now. Like I said, oh god, I can't speak. My brain cells, they're leaving me. Yeah, that is something that if you guys want to check out, that is something that the applications are currently open for as well. Again, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the season on Astra is also ending fairly soon, so there's stuff that needs to be done for the end of that. There's another project I'm working on. I'm a very busy bee. Busy bee. But we'll get to stuff eventually. Like I said, I really want to do at least a little bit more lore on Astra and just at least put a little bit of a pin into Lou's story. I'm just gonna be saying this right now. His story is gonna be continuing on in some other way. I don't know what way yet. I'm gonna figure that out by the end of the... Well, at some point. By the end of the season, you'll see what happens with him, though. Just because I didn't get a chance to do a lot of the things that I wanted to do this season, just because of a lot of the stuff that happened, but I don't want to talk about that right now. That's not really the thing to talk about. At some point, I'll probably at least talk briefly about some of the trials and tribulations from this season. But yeah, nothing really much to it. Just eventually gonna have some stuff to do with the little bunny guy. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, so I'm gonna stop rambling. I've gone way too long. I will see you guys tomorrow when I talk about stuff. Hopefully my throat doesn't feel like I'm gonna throw it off a cliff at some point. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a good one. And goodbye!